Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I pray all is well with everybody. And you know, it's so much going on, y'all. I made a cake for the first time today, and I was so excited. And I was just so excited because I had been wanting to do it for so long, and I would doubt myself. And I said, you know what, this year, I'm gonna stop. I always want to play it safe and doubt myself and dim myself down and do all that. And if it's something that I want to do, you know what, I'm gonna do it, because if I don't at least attempt to do it, I never know if I was able to do it, right? So I'm very excited. I bought a cheap cake first, cheap box cake, lemon box cake. I was like $1 and some change. And I bought me some cream cheese frosting from the Dollar Tree. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make that cake today. I ain't had no cake pan, but I had me some them fall throwaway pans, y'all. I like to bake in, So I said, well, here it goes. So I'm reading the instructions. I'm like, what? Cause sometimes stuff don't click. I know y'all probably say it's simple instruction. Yeah, but some things don't click like that with me. Sometimes they don't. And so I have to keep reading it until it makes sense to me. So I said, you know what, whatever. So I just dumped the whole thing in there, whatever. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. But anyway, so I got to stirring because I don't have a mixer. So I kept stirring. I was like, man, this feels real thick, thick, thick. I'm like, dang, why it's so thick? It's supposed to be thick. Now, I ain't never made no cake, box cake, home. I guess it's like making jiffy bread, I guess. Now, I make jiffy bread, but it just wasn't the same consistency. So, anywho, I went ahead and, Googled it, see what could I do. It's add water or oil or milk or whatever. So I added me a little milk. And then I add me a little coffee creamer, vanilla bean coffee creamer. I said, well, it's different. I'm just, hey, if it floop, it's a floop, right? Okay, next time I, won't put, I'm just learning process, right? And I didn't give up. And I said, ooh, I said, put me a little lemon juice in it. Got me a little vanilla extract. Put it in and I whipped it. And it was giving me the consistency that I wanted it, right? Shine it, put me a little bit more oil in it. I mean, shine it pretty. And of course, my eggs and stuff, all they were. And when I tell you, it turned out really, really good. And I had been doubting myself. I was like, Lord, I don't know what this cake gonna taste like. This a mess. I done probably whipped up and stuff. But you know what? It's very, very fluffy. And I put my little cream cheese, and it turned out really, really good. So I'm really proud of myself. I really am. But that's not why I came on here, because my heart has been heavy, because it's so much, like I said, it's so much going on in the world, and it's so much death. It's so much death. Seems like every day it's just, I mean, and especially in the town that I'm in right now, it just seems like every day you read, and it's somebody that it's no respectable person. It's from the youngest to the oldest. We all got to go one day, but it's just like every day. So I said this. I was just thinking about some of the people that I look at on social media and different stuff, going through things like with their children. And this really for you, this message is really for you, 9, 10, 10 and on up, 8 to 18, really older than that, but for y'all, because y'all still in school, and we as parents, we gonna always be, responsible for y'all, because we your parents. However, at a certain age, we have equipped and instilled certain things in you that you should be able to stand. And you can always go back to mom and dad and say, hey, can you, and that's what we're here for, right? As parents, like no matter what age you get. However, when we try to talk to y'all and tell y'all things, we don't do it nag y'all or to feel like we know everything or we don't understand, because hey, we've been young too. So it's nothing new under the sun, because that's what our parents told us. That's what their parents told them. That's what our grandparents. So ain't nothing new under the sun. So anything you think you've done, baby, we probably have already done it. Been that guy that can get a t-shirt and write a book about it. So when we as parents are trying to tell y'all about certain people that you're hanging with, things that you're doing, we're not doing it to hear ourselves talk. We're not doing it to belittle you or badger you or try to pick your friends or trying to, tell you how to live your life. And we're just trying to instill things in you and tell you about life so that you don't have to repeat those mistakes that we may have already made, so we know what we're talking about. And when you feel like mom and daddy don't know what they talking about, or you know what's best, but then when something happen, who the first person you calling? You calling mama, you calling daddy, you calling grandma or big mama. That's who you calling. When if you would just listen, when you just listen, because we have your better interest at heart. You may not think, you may not believe it, but I promise you, your parents, they have your best interest at heart. I promise you, your big mama, your mother, your pawpaw, I'm telling you, we have your best interest at heart. So when they taking out the time to try to tell you right from wrong and different stuff and how you moving, just listen to them. Just listen to them. Because sometimes you can find yourself in a situation that mom and daddy and big mama and mother and pawpaw them ain't going to be able to get you out of. You're going to have a praying grandma, a praying mama, a praying pawpaw, a praying auntie, or somebody. Because some things only God himself going to have to reach down and snatch you up out of. So when you think you are doing what you're doing and things is not going to, it's just going to affect you. It affects everybody that care about you. So now they got to come up with money for lawyers. Make sure you got money on your books. Make sure you got food to eat, and stuff like that. And God forbid something happened to you that you leave this world. Now they got to, you know what I'm saying? They got to put you away. They got to put you away. That's an unexpected expense. Now some of them may have you, in a plan to take care of that. God forbid if that happens. But what if they don't? What if they don't? So it's a domino. It trickles down to everybody. It's not just you. It's not just you. And then what if you got kids? You leave kids here. Then what? Somebody got to explain to them why they mama, they daddy not here. What happened to them? Now there's somebody got to raise them for you. Got to step in and raise them. And your parents may have already raised you, so they may be doing their own thing now. Guess what? Now they got to take care of yours now. So they got to start all over again when they've already done their part. You know what I'm saying? You always in teaching when you become a parent. You don't never just once they hit 18 and bam, that's it, you done. Absolutely not. Mine is 32. And I'm still parenting. Finna be a grandma. A Gigi. So I'm gonna have to help with that. And that's okay. But I'm saying that to say this. We're gonna always parent you. We're going to always love you. We're going to always want what's best for you. Even though you may not see that. But when we trying to tell you, when we be trying to tell y'all about life, about things, take heed. Warning comes before destruction. I promise you, your folks is not doing it to be in your business, to try to tell you who your friends, how to run your life. I'm telling you, we can see far up the road better than you can. And if we see something we don't like, we gonna speak on it, or we should. We should, as parents, that's what we should do. Now, I always would tell my daughter, hey, I ain't your friend, I'm your mama first. Mama gonna come first before any friendship. Now, I do want to have the door to where you can come and talk to me about anything, but to a certain extent, don't be too comfortable with certain things you talk to me about. Yes, I want you to feel free that you can come and talk to me, and we can talk about it. We can laugh about it. We can cry about it. You know, we can hug it out, or be mad at each other about it, or whatever, and move forward. But your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your grandpa, your aunts and uncles, they're only there to help y'all, so y'all don't make these same mistakes. And like I said, there's so much going on with this young generation. They dying. They ain't getting a chance to make it right. If you ain't got no prayer life, I promise you, you need to get you one. It ain't got to be like Big Mama. It ain't got to be like your mama's, because, you know, we all got different needs, and we all got different relationships on different levels with God. But you need to have a prayer life. It don't have to be no long, drawn out prayer. I mean, just like I'm talking to you, that's how you can talk to him. You can talk to him just like that. And now the more you get in fellowship with him, you know, your prayer, it'll change. You can get them strong, long, you know, church, you know what I'm saying, old school, Big Mama and them, you know what I'm saying. But to start out, you know, just a basic, you know, just talk to him like I'm talking to y'all. You can just talk to him. Just, I'm telling you. And if you don't want to talk to your parents about something, find somebody that you feel like you can trust to talk to. Because I know it's a lot of things that these generations are facing that we didn't necessarily have to deal with, or it wasn't as bad as it is now. But I promise you, nothing new is under the sun. Nothing new is under the sun. So listen to your parents, y'all. Listen to your parents, because I promise you, you don't want to have your freedom taken away from you because you wouldn't listen, because you wanted to do what you wanted to do and thought you knew everything, and couldn't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody say nothing to you. You're disrespectful. You got the nastiest attitude in the world. You cuss your mama out. You cuss your dad. I mean, you showing your days when you like that with your parents. You showing your days. You really do, and it's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, it's too much going on out here. It's too much going on out here. It's too much, and y'all, we leaving here, and it's a lot of young people leaving here. A lot of young people leaving here. They leaving here, and they standing before that man, and they're being judged. And they they're sending them up the river, 15, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, 20, 30, 40, life. Come on now, that ain't no, you don't want that. You don't want that. I'm telling you, think you good, you think you gangster, you think you gutter, you a bad bee, and you this do. But I ain't never been to jail. And I don't want to go to jail. But you think you hard and you think that it's not like you see on TV. That is scripted. They have a script for that. They got actors for that. It's nothing like real life. You know what I'm saying? So listen to your parents. Listen to your parents, y'all. And we don't always get it right. We don't always get it right. And we don't have all the answers. But we know where we can go to get the answers. We know where we can go to get the answers. But you got to be open. You got to be open to listen to your parents or whomever you caregiver or whomever is a concerned person in your life. Listen to them. We ain't got all the answers, but we know how to get the answers. If we don't know, we know how to get the answers. And you just got to be patient with us. Be patient with us. And it just saddens me that, like I said, these kids get out here and they do what they want to do. They rob people, they steal, they break in folks' houses, just doing all kind of stuff. And as soon as the shit hit the fan, guess what? They call them mama and dad and big mama. That's who they calling. But we couldn't talk to y'all when y'all was out here. We was trying to tell y'all. Y'all know it. You know everything. Cuss them out. I mean, everything under the sun, you will do it and say to them. But soon as you get behind them walls, there you come. Oh, you love them. Oh, you ain't gonna do you. Sometimes it's too late. Sometimes it's too late. That's all. That was just on my heart, y'all. And share this with somebody. If you're gonna talk about me, I don't even. But that was just on my heart. So if you're gonna talk about me, share it. So they can talk about me and then, maybe it'll resonate with somebody and they be like, you know what, she right. And yeah, y'all don't want to go out like that. You don't want to do your parents like that either. And if you can get ahead of it, get ahead of it. And get a prayer life. Get you a prayer life. Get you a prayer life. It works. It works. It may not come when you want him to, but he always on time. Always on time. Always. And you ain't got to be the perfect person and this and that, because ain't nobody perfect. No one is perfect. So don't ever think that what you doing will cause God to not hear from you. Because if you know you sincere and you genuine in your prayers to him, he gonna come through every time. But like I said, it's on his timing, not ours. So you can start a little bit at a time, just telling him thank you. Just thank you for waking me up and, allow me to breathe and not be dead because somebody didn't wake up. Just little small things like that. Just you start out small like that. Just, thank him. Thank him for life. Thank him for life, health and strength. And once it becomes repetitive and you actually believe and you feel what you're saying when you're talking to him, I'm telling you. That's it, y'all. That's it, y'all. That was just on my heart to share. And once again, I pray that all is well. And if you are grieving, I send prayers and condolences to your family. For all the grieving families around, y'all pray for this world, this nation, because we need it. Because there's so much going on. It's so much going on. But he's coming back. He's coming back. And we got to be ready. We got to get our house in order. Our house got to be in order. And it includes our kids. You have to give them back to God. I don't care how old they is. Give them back to God. Give them back to Him. Give them back to Him. Okay. Love y'all. Bye.